good morning, good evening, wherever we are joining in from. Today we are on to our week 77 of Sri Lalitha class. We will be looking at Sri Lalitha's names from 531 to 537. Let us begin with our prayers. Om Jnana-rūpāya vidmahi Shakti-amsāya dhīmahi Tanno Shakti-amma prachodayāt. Om Jnana-rūpāya vidmahi Shakti-amsāya dhīmahi Tanno Shakti-amma prachodayāt. Om Jnana-rūpāya vidmahi Shakti-amsāya dhīmahi Tanno Shakti-amma prachodayāt. Om Sarva-mangala-mangalye Shive sarvartha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Sarva-mangala-mangalye Shive sarvartha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Sarva-mangala-mangalye Shive sarvartha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Gam Ganapatay Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatay Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatay Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavato Sahanau Bhunakto Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhyanam Sindhuraruna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya-maulisphurattaranayaka-sekharam Smita-mukhi-mapina-vakshoruham Panibhyam-alipurna-ratna-chashakam Raktotpalam bibhrati Saumyam ratna-ghatastha-rakta-charanam Dhyayit paramambikam Dhyayit padmasanastham Vikasita vadanam Padmapatra yatakshim Himabham pitavastram Karakalita lasat Hima padmam varangi Sarvalankara yuktam Satatam abhayatam Bhaktanam Ram Bhavanim Shri Vidyam Santamurtim Sakala Suranutam Sarva Sampat Pradatrim Sakunkuma Vilepanam Alika Chumbikasturikam Samanda Hasitekshanam Sachara Chapa Pasankusam Asesha Janamohini Marunamalya Bhushojwalam Japa Kusuma Bhasuram Japa Vidhau Smaredambikam Arunam Karunatarangitakshim Dhrutapasankusapushpabana Animadhibhiravrutam Mayukhairahamityeva Vibhavaye Mahisi. Om Aim Hrim Shreem Om Namo Narayani Om Shreem Shrimatre Namah Swaha. Om Namo Narayani. Let us begin with Sri Lalitha's 531st name. Om Shreem śukla-samsthitāyai namah swaha. Om Shreem śukla-samsthitāyai śukla-samsthitāyai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Shreem śukla-samsthitāyai śukla-samsthitāyai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Shreem śukla-samsthitāyai namah swaha. Om Shreem śukla-samsthitāyai namah swaha. Om Shreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who presides over semen. Shukla literally is semen. Some interpreters equate it to semen or the egg. Literally, shuklam is the semen. And this is the seventh saptadhatus. We have seen how from the throat she presides over the skin, the blood, the flesh, the fat, the bones, the bone marrow, and now the semen of the seventh tissue. This is the deepest, innermost of the dhatus. We're coming from the skin to the deeper, and then to the bone marrow, and then to the semen. And this is the tissue of virility. This is the core, innermost, and she, the Sahasrara, presides over that. And she presides over the continuation of life, continuation of the generations, the continuity of life. And it is within the semen, the shuklam. So she resides in that, the power and the shakti in that. So the continuity of life she presides over. And this is so crucial for the continuation of all the species, all the entities. For she is the Panchabhutas, the whole Prapancham. And in that Panchabhutas, for life to be created and for life to be sustained and then continue through the generations, that power she presides over. And the Sahasrara, there as Yākinyambā, she rules over the Shukla Dhatu. Her 532nd name. Om Shreem sarvato mukhyai namah swaha. Om Shreem sarvato mukhyai, sarvato mukhyai, namah swaha, namah swaha. Om Shreem, Om Shreem, sarvato mukhyai, sarvato mukhyai, namah swaha, namah swaha. Om Shreem, sarvato mukhyai, namah swaha. Om Shreem, sarvato mukhyai, namah swaha. Om Shreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who has faces in all the directions and she sees in all directions. She has infinite faces that see and encompass visual, seeing all the directions. And we have seen that earlier also. She sees everywhere, like Sahasrakshi, Sahasrapad Sarva. We see, compared it with the Purusha Suktam and the Lalita Sahas and the Vishnu Sahasranamam. The divine sees everywhere. The divine has faces across all directions. Infinite are her faces. And this is her vision that encompasses not all the directions, all the times. It is all pervasive everywhere. Sometimes the individual mind can think like it's secret. No one else knows, only I know, or only it's something hidden, secret. But the divine knows, she knows. You cannot hide from the divine anything. Even your thought you cannot hide from the divine, because she pervades everything. Within the microcosm, within the macrocosm, she pervades everything. She sees everything. She has faces everywhere. The divine knows. She's all knowing, all seeing, all hearing, and not just in the hearing as in the audible, even the silent words that are still not uttered, she can hear, and the visions, that the thought that arises, that she can see and hear, all that. Her 533rd name, Om Shreem, sarvaudana prīta cittāyai, namah swaha. Om Shreem, Om Shreem, sarvaudana, sarvaudana, prīta cittāyai, prīta cittāyai, namah swaha, namah swaha. Om Shreem, Om Shreem, sarvaudana, sarvaudana, prīta cittāyai, prīta cittāyai, namah swaha, namah swaha. Om Shreem, sarvaudana prīta cittāyai, namah swaha. Om Shreem, sarvaudana prīta cittāyai, namah swaha. Om Shreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is fond of all kinds of food offerings, sarvaudana. sarvaudana, prīta, all the offerings of foods, all the various food she's fond of. There is no, like in all the other chakras, she likes this particular food, that particular food. We've seen the payasam with the milk, the good with the jaggery and the rice, the curd rice, the yellow rice, all the various rice forms we have seen. Here she is fond of all types of foods, not necessarily just rice, all rice forms and all forms of food. We'd have seen in the on every full moon Paurnami Yagam at Narayani Pedam, how so many food is offered to her, so many Naivedyam preparations are offered with love to her in the yajna. Here, any day, whatever each one prepares in their home, is like traditionally in many families when they cook, before tasting the food, they offer a little portion of everything that is cooked. They offer it in the altar where she is to the divine. So all the food is that we prepare is being offered to her, and she's fond of all the food. She has faces looking everywhere. She eats all the food that is offered to her. So she is all encompassing and receives everything. There is no limitation. Everything is accepted by her, taken by her. Prīta cittāyai. She loves all the offerings. She's like that. She's that totality of the universe in the heart. She's like a little child that is thrilled, happy, joyous with even the littlest of, tiniest of offerings that is given from the heart. And all the offerings, it's not like mechanically done as a routine. That has its own benefits, of course, rather than not doing it. But when it is offered from the heart with that childlike, that joy that's given, and she receives it like the cosmic mother who's like a little child full of joy, she just receives it so happily. She's so fond and so happy with it. Sri Lalitha's 534th name. Om Śreem yākinyambā-svarūpiṇyai namah swaha. 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 Om Śreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who appears in the form of Yākinyambā, Yakini Devi, as the mother Yakini. All that we have described in the past few names are all like she is sarvaudana, prīta, cittāyai. We are describing Yakini, Sri Lalitha, in the form of Yākinyambā, who is fond of all kinds of food, who has faces in all directions. Yākinyambā Devi, who presides śukla-samsthitāyai, she presides over the tissue of virility. So, meditation on Yākinyambā. We meditate upon the beneficent Devi, Yakini, residing in the moon of the pericarp of the 1000-petalled lotus in the Brahmarandhra, in the Sahasrara, presiding over the semen, armed with all kinds of weapons, sarvaudana, all kinds of weapons facing every side, attended by the host of shaktis of the letters from earth to Ksha, all colored, sarvaudana, fond of all kinds of food and devoted to the Supreme Shiva. So in the Sahasrara, the Kundalini form of her has risen through each of these chakras, and it has merged with the Shiva Shakti there, and it is that in that union she is merged in the Shiva. We saw the potential and the kinetic energy. The kinetic has risen up, moved into, and merged with the potential. So in that state, creation happens. In that state, life is created. That state, the macrocosm manifests, the microcosm manifests, and it is, she is the yākinyambā who presides over the deity of the Sahasrara, and she is in the Sahasrara, in the Brahmarandhra, which we saw is that little tiny opening in the Sahasrara that connects to the cosmos. And the last 60 plus names, 62 or so names, we have seen from each of our chakras, each of the Devis for the chakras, what the tissue, the dhatu, the tissue they preside over, the colors, the qualities, and the food, the nivedyam that they are fond of. Each of these descriptions, as we honor each of these chakras and each of these Devis, the energy within each one of us rises up to the Sahasrara. We evolve and we mature as we grow in our journey, in the spiritual journey back to the source. We now come to other names of Sri Lalitha. Her 535th name, Om Shreem Swahayai namah swaha. Om Shreem Swahayai Swahayai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Shreem Swahayai Swahayai namah swaha. Namah swaha. Om Shreem Swahayai namah swaha. Om Shreem Swahayai namah swaha. Om Shreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is the deity Swaha. And we have seen in many yagam, we end it with swaha as the offering, the oblation in the sacrificial fire, the yagam that we give. Like we've seen right from the beginning, every name of Sri Lalitha ends with namah swaha. Namah, I bow down to you. Swaha, I offer to you. So we are so familiar with swaha. And swaha has several interpretations to it. The most common is swaha is the wife of Agni Deva. So as we are offering whatever we are to swaha, and she takes it to the Agni Deva, and what is offered, it burns into ashes, but energetically that is offered to the deity. The deity can take it energetically. So whichever yagam that is being performed, when we offer whatever we are offering, ghee, the annam, the food, the turmeric, kumkum, tulsi, so many different things are being offered, like you would have seen in the Paurnami Yagam, apart from all sarvaudana, all the food, that's the last thing, like something like 108 different food preparations are offered to her. Before that, so many other things are offered to her: fruits, honey, fruits of various kinds, banana, tulsi, turmeric, of course, turmeric, kumkum starts with that, bilba, so many things in nature, everything that's auspicious is offered to her. And then the Purnahuti, we offer all, so many, again, gathered, so many precious things, make a bundle of it, and in the Purnahuti, at the completion, we offer it again. Swaha, we say, ultimately we are offering it into the yagam. Swa can mean heaven, like Om Bhur Bhuvas Suvaha. Suvaha is the heaven, Bhur Bhuvas Suvaha, the three balls. Swa, heaven, aha, attainment. So it's like taking one to that state of attainment of heaven. Swaha is the wife of Shiva, and that's what Sri Lalitha is. She is Shiva. She is also the wife of Shiva, so it is not in the energetic form, all these things are one and the same, just positions when they change, all these different aspects of relationships arise, but it's the same Sri Lalitha, Narayani everywhere. And Swaha is seen as the wife of the Agni Deva, the fire, god of fire. If you look at Shiva, Shiva is the Panchabhutas, and she is the Panchabhutas too. Shiva is the lord of the Panchabhutas, so all the five elements, and one of the elements is the fire. So Shiva in the form of the fire, and the wife of Shiva is Swaha. So it is another name for Sri Lalitha Narayani itself directly. And Swaha is also Skanda, is like we've seen Ganesha, Shiva and Parvati, the two children, all this in the energetic form realm. Ganesha we are familiar with, and then Skanda, Kumara, Kartikeya, we've seen earlier. These are all the different names for Skanda, Muruga. And Swaha is the mother of Skanda, Muruga also. And from, she manifests his weapon from the fire. She manifests and she gives it to him. And the Swaha, the next name Svadha, they're related to Yaga Krama. That is, when we are doing the Yagams, the fire rituals, there are certain protocols to be followed. And when we say Swaha, when we are offering to the deities, the gods, the devas, here we are looking at the Sri Lalitha Yagam, Sahasranama Yagam, Mahayagam that is happening. And there are so many yagams that are happening. We've seen the Paurnami Yagam, we've seen the Chandi Yagam on the new moon. Every day there's the Ganesha Yagam, there is the Sri Sukta Yagam, there is a Varuna Yagam. So many yagams to every divine aspect. Like it said, the cow is the mother of all mothers, because all the goodness, and each goodness is a deity, they seek to find a place, residence in the cow. So she has 33 crores of divinities residing in her. That's why she's called the Holy Mother, because everyone seeks to reside in her. And the Goshala is the most sacred place, and yagams performed in your Goshala in the cowshed is so sacred because all the divine is present there. So if it's 33 crores, that is like 330 million. It's just a number, but that is the phenomenal number of so many deities. Yagam can be done to each one of these. In these so many millions of God, yagam can be performed to each aspect of this goodness that the deity presides over. And when we are invoking the divine, we offer whatever we are offering into the yajna with love as swaha. So you would have noticed when the priest's recording is posted, priest doesn't say swaha, Om Śreem swaha, yai namah. Then we do the flower archana. That is the archana format. But here for the class, we have continued it as in the Yagam format as Swaha. We are offering our chantings, everything to her, not just as a Namavali, but as a Swaha to her as an offering. And she, a Swaha, she receives the Ahuti and receives that contentment. When we offer something, we please someone, that pleased state is a Shakti. We are offering to the divine, or the next one, Svada. That tripti or that contentment, being pleased, that is her form. She receives it and she goes into that state of pleased contentment, and that is the form of Sri Lalitha Narayani. Her 536th name. Om Shreem Swadhyayai namah swaha. 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 Namah swaha. Om Shreem Swadhyayai namah swaha. Om Shreem Swadhyayai namah swaha. Om Shreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is Swadha. Every offering, the mantra is ended with Swadha. When the oblations are made in the sacrificial fire in the yagam for the Pitrus. Pitrus are ancestors. And ancestral lineage is so important. And there are yagams that are performed for Pitrus more commonly during every anniversary of their passing away. It is there is yagams performed that day invoking the Pitrus and the ancestral lineage. It's through the father's father, father's father's father. So father, grandfather, great-grandfather, and in that lineage it goes, or the great-great-grandfather, and similarly mother, grandmother, great-grandmother. In the lineage, this yagam is performed, and swadha, when we are offering to the Pitrus, the ancestors, through the yagam, to please them for their benevolence, we offer it as swada. So swaha is when we are offering to the divine in the yagam. Swadha is when we are offering to the ancestors in the yagam. And it is so important to do the dharma. See, when we talked of dharma, dhana as two things, and the karma, of course, are actions, the good actions and the bad actions. In the good actions, there is the good actions that are come under dharma, which is your one's duty. Whether you like it or not, you still have to do it, because it is the dharma to do it. Like when you have a house, you clean it, you throw away waste to get the good things, you clean it, you chant, you keep things neat, tidy. To maintain a house neat, well, there is a dharma to it. So there is a dharma to this life, to give, to, and we will see this later also. It talks of Pancha Yajna for humanity, for man, for the householder. Like there are 5 Pancha Yajna, 5 yajnas, 5 actions here. Yajna here is not just the fire rituals. When you go into the dharma of the life, even our actions, with what we offer with love, is a yajna. Like chanting is a yajna, doing that whatever things we have to do with love is a yajna. So respecting, honoring, offering our worships to the rishis, the wise, to the divine, to the pitrus, ancestors, to fellow men, and all life forms, all these are dharma, all these are yagams also. When we are doing this as an offering, it could be as dharma, and dhana is charity, when we give of our kind, different things for the needs of the times of different life forms, even for the environment when we are doing it. It is all yajna, it is all dhana, dharma, and these are the right karmas that keep that harmony and unity, and for all the soul qualities to flourish when we perform these in the right manner. So all these are laid out, and the next names bring us into that also after in the next week. And the last name for this week, 537th name of Sri Lalitha Narayani. Om Shreem Amatyai namah swaha. 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 Om Shreem. Salutations to Sri Lalitha, who is Amati. Mati is mind. Amati is a state where there is no mind. So some interpret it as ignorance, lack of mind. Here it is, the Amati is when there is no mind, like when we saw when the Kundalini rises beyond the state of Agnya, it transcends the mind, and existence is beyond the state of mind to go back to the source, the unmanifest mind or the unmanifest intellect. So we saw in the earlier name, she is Mula Prakriti Avyakta. So beginning of creation from the Shiva Shakti, that form when that stillness creation begins, even before the movement starts, as it is forming, there is no state of mind, intellect, nothing. The gunas, the panchabhutas, they haven't manifest yet. It's still in the seed form. It's not even manifest to form into the seed. So it is nothing. And from there, the beginning of creation, Mula Prakriti, she's the source for the creation. There, the mind has not yet manifested. So she's Amatyai. And some equate it to avidya, which is ignorance. Avidya, vidya is knowledge, the wisdom. Avidya is without knowledge, without wisdom. Here this is amati, without the mind. And when you go into the meditation, when you're soaking in the meditation, when thoughts drop, you're in that state of stillness, in the state of amati. You reach that state where there's no movement, no thought. So we would have all experienced a little bit of that first state in that stillness of ours. So she is Amati, Amatyai namah swaha. Swaha, we are offering to that form of her as Amati. And seems to me that this is a state where the toti potential is there, everything is there. So everything is possible for the divine, because once the mind comes, all the parameters for this is possible, this is not possible, limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs, They are non-existent at that state. There is no limiting thought, no limiting beliefs, nothing, no limitations in that state of amati. Everything is possible. This way, then it'll be created that way. That way, yes, that can be created that way. So when you're going to the source to seek from the divine, divine is able to give because the divine is in the state of amati where everything is possible. And it's the devotee's mind that brings in the restrictions, the name, form, and the desire gives it a confinement to a shape and form, to that role, entity, that goal, desire. The divine that has no desire, no goal, nothing, everything is just the divine. It's the devotee that finally conforms to the creation because she fulfills the devotee's desire and the devotee's prayers. So the divine is everything, all infinite possibilities. Everything is possible for the divine. Let us chant Sri Lalitha's names for this week's Yagam offerings. Jnana-rupaya vidmahi Shaktiyam-sāya dhīmahi Tanno Shaktiyam-ma-prachodayāt. Om Sarvamangala-mangalye Shive Sarvartha-sadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Om Namo Narayani. Om Śreem Śrīmatre namah swaha. Om Śreem śukla-samsthitāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem śukla-samsthitāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem śukla-samsthitāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sarvato mukhyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sarvato mukhyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sarvato mukhyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sarvaudana prīta cittāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sarvaudana prīta cittāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem sarvaudana prīta cittāyai namah swaha. Om Śreem yākinyambā-svarūpiṇyai namah swaha. Om Śreem yākinyambā-svarūpiṇyai namah swaha. Om Śreem yākinyambā-svarūpiṇyai namah swaha. Om Śreem swahayai namah swaha. Om Śreem swahayai namah swaha. Om Shreem Swahayai namah swaha. Om Shreem Swadhyayai namah swaha. Om Shreem Swadhyayai namah swaha. Om Shreem Swadhyayai namah swaha. Om Shreem Amatyai namah swaha. Om Shreem Amatyai namah swaha. Om Shreem Amatyai namah swaha. Om Shreem Shrimatre namah swaha. Om Sarvamangalamangallye Shive Sarvarthasadhike Sharanye Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namostute Namah Swaha. Om Jnanarupaya Vidmahe Shaktiyamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Shaktiyamma Prachodayat. Namah Swaha. Om Namo Narayani Namah Swaha. Let us offer our chantings, our prayers to Sri Lalitha Narayani. Seek her blessings for all of us, all our loved, near, dear ones, all of humanity, all the sentient beings on the whole of Mother Earth and all the worlds. Walk this path of spirituality. Receive this gift of devotion for the divine, from the divine. Connect with the divine, Sri Lalitha Narayani, the divine within each one of us. Connect with the divine within each other. Connect with her in the totality of the creation, to always be in the state of all the soul qualities of wisdom, peace, joy, laughter, abundance, generosity, contentment, compassion, honoring of all life forms, forgiveness, gratitude, devotion, soul strength, all the soul qualities, bliss, by the grace and blessings of Sri Lalitha Narayani, by the grace and blessings of Sri Shakti Amma Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. Any questions? There are no questions. We can end the session. Today we moved into the time change, so even though it's 5:30 for us, some other parts it would be 1 hour earlier. Yeah. So we will continue with the current timing of 5:30 Pacific time, and so according to each one's region, please note your time changes. Om Namo Narayani.
Sorry, Dr. Lakshmi, I hadn't realized the